just me or is there spinach in it? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Everybody flies where the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's flies where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching my space. So put your cone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's eyes where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
Boom! Hey! It works. What's up? The timer ends at 0. In my Chevrolet Silverado. You know how many country songs have Chevy Silverado in them? A ton of Silverados. That's the official Storm Chaser truck of Mike's Twitter page. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. We got a lot to talk about. A lot, but a little. We have a lot to talk about, but a little to talk about. So we'll get into that. We're not going to be very long. So this is how dedicated I am. We were supposed to be leaving to go to Emily softball at Newberry. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live or not because the games got pushed up. So we've got somebody to take her because I had to do our live. So just for you all. So good morning. No dogs today either because we had to do our thing and take them down to the vet. Their least favorite thing to do. Let's show this little guy. This was mailed to me one time. So there's our unofficial Hunter and Louie. This is even smaller than Hunter. It's funny. Anyway, so I'm coming to you live, Molesmar, Florida. It is Friday, June 21st, first official day of summer. Like I said, I'm sticking to June 21st. Is my mom's birthday. Holy cow, I forgot to call her. Oh my God, I messaged her. Jeez, this is embarrassing. Let's call Mom real quick. Oh my God. Well, I went over there. I brought her flowers yesterday. Come on. So, let me call Mom and Dad. We'll all wish her a happy birthday. Oh my goodness. So how's it? We'll jump right into tropics, I promise. We're going to talk about Invest 92. Still not a tropical depression yet or tropical storm yet. Might be when I'm on the road to Gainesville. The effects are the same regardless. Come on, Mom. She's not answering. Well, I brought her beautiful roses yesterday, so it's not like I told her I wanted her to have nice flowers when she woke up. Where are they at? We'll try again later. That's right, Bill. I wanted to see her because I knew we were leaving today. We'll try again later. Anyway, all right. So it's her birthday. 84 degrees. You know when you talk too much weather when you meant to say 84 years old and I said 84 degrees. She's 84 years old today. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. All right, so our Daily Brew. We got a lot of great supporters of Mike's Twitter page. We thank every single one of them, especially ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They've been our Daily Brew sponsored for 5 years now, and it is Friday, so we'll be stopping at one on the way to Newberry. You can bet any money on that. It's going to be one of those weekends, I can tell you right now. A lot of rain, maybe. We might have a lot of rain delays. But anyway, big thanks ABC for all that you do. Let's jump right into Tropics talk. And here is area number 1, and then we're going to put the radar on, and I'll say hello to some folks. This is our area that's coming, area number 2, actually. But this is coming. This is a little low pressure that's the same exact setup as Alberto. It's coming across the Yucatan right now. The little spaghetti on the left, those are your European ensembles. This is not an invest yet. There's no really modeling yet, but we do have European ensembles, and the European ensembles are kind of keeping it down in that Bay of Campeche. Peachy. I say Peachy, you say Peche. So maybe just a Mexico thing. And one thing about these ensembles, they're not showing a lot of development right now. So maybe likely week. We'll see. It's a few days away here. We're going to watch it. It's getting ready to plop over the water. But that's, in case you're wondering, that's the latest tracks. I don't even know if Texas will get any rains out of it if it stays that far south. But we'll dive into that here at the end. Promise you that. Let me put on the old radar while we say hello to folks. That's current live radar from weathernerds.org. Radar Omega's not working, Born. Well, I always use Radar Scope, but I've never messed around with Radar Omega, so I'm not sure. So hello, let me say hi to a few people. We got all our brew crewers. Appreciate you brew crewers over there. We got a bunch of people tuning in there. All a big birthday thanks. Probably taking a nap. Well-deserved nap. Thank you, Brian Russell. Everybody wants some rain. Anthony, yeah. I don't think we're getting rain trains out of this mess. There's a lot of dry air. Tamara Flores, thank you. Lisa Reed, road trip. That's right. Happy birthday, Felice. Thank you. Should have been a potential tropical cyclone. I don't know. What do they do? What do you do? I don't know. PTCs are supposed to be issued within 48 hours so that they can issue watches and warnings. I mean, I don't know. I mean, landfall is going to be this afternoon, maybe early evening. I don't know. It might be sooner. Who knows? I mean, I was guessing 2, 3 o'clock, but today. But the effects are the same. We're going to be a couple squall lines coming in. I posted a lot of wind maps, rain maps. It does not look very significant, even though it's got some swirly to it, yes. But the point of the post that I did last night, there's a lot of hype on TikTok. There's a lot of people thinking like, oh, Andrew's, intensified in 24 hours. Well, just kind of laid it out there that this is not that storm, and that's kind of was my messaging. We've had storms like Sally and stuff that have really intensified, and there was a lot of conditions that allowed for that to happen. I examined everything, and I'm confident when we don't see modeling and stuff that this thing was going to be anything to, stress too much about. But, when you see posts all over the place, there was one post that I shared on X. The dude had 1 million views on it over on TikTok. And he was basically just warning everybody, if you don't prepare now, it's going to be too late. And, God, everybody was believing him. And I'm like, what happens when we really have a storm? That's the thing. So hopefully people tune to the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, or me, or anybody else you trust. And we'll try to lay it out there to you in realistic language. Maybe some people get mad when I don't hype enough. Some get mad when I hype enough. I don't know. I felt like people were mad at me that I wasn't hyping this storm. Anyway. Dry air. So there's your current radar. We had a nice couple blobs come across. You notice I started posting really early this morning. I woke up about 3:30. But we had some blobs come across. This is, we're going to have some of these are drying up. We got dry air in from the north. So there's that. What else we got ready for you to look at? This is the latest wording on the National Hurricane Center. I'll let you read it while we say hello. Good morning, Andrew from Treasure Island. Dodie, good morning. Hype it up. Hey, what's up, Brian? How's it going down south? Did y'all get a lot of rain, Brian Davis, down there at Sunrise from that big storm last week? Jacksonville. Hey, Mike Chesley, is that my old buddy Mike? Jacksonville's like in a really weird spot to get a storm. Now, if you've been listening to me, I would be a little more prepared this season for the potential for East Coast storms. If we get that Bermuda high locking in like we talk about so much, those storms that normally recurve might have a little better chance to push more west. So might, places that haven't had them in a while, be a little more alert this season because the weather pattern favors a more west push. Everybody say it. Push. Shelly, what did I say? No coffee today, by the way. Julie brought me Dunkin', so that was nice of her. Oh, let's see. Carmen, no, shouldn't be anything to be concerned about other than normal afternoon thunderstorms that you might get. Okay, there's not supposed to be a lot of flooding with this. I'm going to show you the things that we normally worry about with tropical systems: flooding, waves, winds. That's not showing up. So when I compare it to the afternoon thunderstorms, most afternoon severe thunderstorm warnings could be 60-mile-an-hour winds. I don't even know if we're going to get even close to that with this. So that's just the facts, y'all. Hey, Sonny Palmer from Iowa. My God, how you been, man? A lot of years, dude. In Iowa, you're up there in tornado country. Rachel, yeah, we're heading to Newberry. Good luck with that. Jacksonville might get some rain. So let's just talk about some graphics. We got so many people chatting. I wish I could say hello to everybody. We should just do a late night brew crew blab session. All right, so that's what they said. So they have hurricane hunters out there. I'm going to show you some hurricane data. They were flying around this thing this morning at 8 o'clock. They went ahead and did an advisory. I was a little surprised they kept it at 50 because of all the buildup and what we might be seeing. I thought they might go even higher to let everybody know, hey, we might get a tropical depression. They're saying we could see a tropical depression at the last second. I don't even know if I'm going to update the website. I mean, if it's... I mean, it's a lot of work to update all these graphics, and if it's only be like 10 minutes before it makes landfall, I mean, that's silly. But anyway, they're out there flying around. We'll see what they say, but they did not go any higher or any less, 50-50 chance. Notice how they just say tropical depression, okay? They said it could be a short-lived tropical depression as it makes the landfall later today. Or Georgia. All right, there's that. Let's close this out. Let's see. This little guy here I already talked about. This little guy we just talked about. This little piggy went to the market. Here's the radar. We'll leave that one up. Here's the current satellite. Now, satellite. One thing I noticed with this storm is a couple things. Judith, I like your thinking there with your little emojis. Hey, you figured out the emojis. The Brew Crew's got emojis? Shelly, I didn't even know that. Those are some cool emojis. You got like a margarita, you got like a beer. That's like, I usually order both of those at once. So if you notice one thing with this system, we've had a lot of dry air. I shared that yesterday. There's a lot of dry air to the north, a lot of dry air to the south. We got some winds from the north. All that's, every time the storm would grow, when we get these bursts of convection, it would kind of ingest some of this dry air and it loses that convection. So we've been seeing these cycles of then nothing, then nothing, then nothing. So I don't know, man. I just haven't really seen this thing really having a chance to do anything. But this is what it looks like. We had a temporary little burst of convection here, and then it's gone. So, convection doesn't mean anything other than just cloud tops. That's why the radar is not showing much at all. There's your radar. I mean, there's just a little bit of rain with this thing. There's a lot of dry air getting ingested into here. So, like I said, it's not going to be a huge rainmaker. Anyway, there's that one. Let's look at another cool graphic. This is on cyclonicwx.com. I love this site. This one shows the red, green, blue satellite. Let me just stop it here because it's kind of tricky when it bounces over to the other graphic here. So let's just pull it up. If I can make it any bigger or not. Let's see if I can put it in new images. See if it'll let me do that. Yeah, it did. Look at that. All right, so let's zoom in on this. By the way, this is gentleman's name is. Let me see if it'll pull up here. Nope. Oh, let's see if I can zoom all the way up here. Here it is, right here. I think his name's Alex. Well, not on this one, but it's cyclonicweather.com. And I have the link up top. All right, so the yellow on your screen is the lower level clouds, lower level circulation, and the white is your upper storms, basically. And this system's always had lower level circulation, but the upper convection has been having such a rough time with sheer upper level winds. Even though there looked like there was a little window of opportunity, we still have shear. You can tell by the way that this thing is kind of blowing these. So it looks like the storm's going south, but it's not. The core of the storm is actually going west-northwest. These clouds are actually getting sheared off, and it looks like it's going southwest, but they're not. So it's just a sheared mess right now. Just wanted to point that out. Spaghetti models, these are on tropicaltidbits.com, and they still trending. North Florida, Georgia. These just came out. Oh, no, they didn't. 6Z's coming out. Here's 12Z. 12Z. Here's your latest and greatest. Tropicaltidbits.com, Levi. Cohen, and either Jacksonville's going to get it, or Savannah's going to get it, or Brunswick's going to get it. Get what? I don't know. But that's the latest spaghetti models. It's going to happen this afternoon. Whatever that means. There you go. So, there you go. So the center is not going where it looks like it's going because of the shear. Intensity models. Let's take a look at this real quick. Notice we got a little bump to the north. Well, you know what? When this thing comes back across the Atlantic, I meant to leave that up there, but I didn't. Let's do it again. So right here, boom. All right. When this thing comes back over the Atlantic, maybe a little something to watch in the next couple days. So that's kind of down the road. Everybody's focusing on the initial landfall right now. But there's a little chance this thing might get a little sneaky across the coast here. Now, it won't develop much, but it could bring some rains and storms maybe. And you can see this on the 5-day rain map. So this thing, it's going to react. This is upper level steering here, and it's going to turn off to the northeast. So these are time stamps, 48 hours, 72 hours. So, yeah, let's look at the rain real quick so I don't forget. If you look at the 5-day rain map, you can kind of see that possibility. There you go. So if you're kind of wondering why things are not white like they used to be, we got a little green, little blues right there. That's because this thing's going to turn and kind of pull north. So we could get some coastal rains out of this thing. I don't know. We'll examine, but nothing to worry about, that's for sure. But maybe when it clears the Carolinas, it might have a little window to develop. So it might be Beryl after all. Maybe just not here. It might be there. Okay, and you can see that with these, that's what I wanted to show you right here. These spaghetti models. You start to see a little turn to the north after 60 hours. So that's kind of what they're seeing. I might, but whatever. I don't know. Pulling straws. All right, here's what the hurricane hunters found. They're out there right now still. Let's refresh it. I don't think that one's going to refresh now. Yeah. Well, they're out there now. Very broad low. These are wind barbs. But they're out there flying around right now. The hurricane hunters. They follow us. They like their page. We appreciate it. I've met a ton of them over the years. They're awesome. Guys and gals, we love you. I got a patch on the wall here they gave me. But they're not really finding anything too closed off. The center's wide. Not a lot of winds. So I don't know. You can track them on Tropical Tidbits too, by the way. If you go up here to Tropical Tidbits and click on that, and you'll see up top here, Recon. And there they are right now flying around out there. So it's very broad low. There are some winds possibly over here in the northern part. So we could see some tropical storm force winds maybe. I don't know if to classify it if the winds are that far away from the center though. So that'll be tricky. But 11 o'clock we might get an advisory. It's probably when they would do it. It would be 11. They would probably come out at 10:30 and tell everybody that they're going to initiate advisories. So if we get anything about an hour from now, they'll tease us with the idea that 11 they'll upgrade. But the wind is kind of possibly tropical depression, maybe tropical storm. I have another wind graphic that's on the site. This is all my graphics on the Invest 92, but on the bottom here we have a wind guidance analysis here, and it goes to this, and you can kind of see satellite winds kind of big there. Let's go to this one here. Boom. And you can kind of see, it's hard to see maybe, but these are your satellite derived winds, and you can kind of see the broad low and where the heaviest winds appear to be, and it's kind of fun to track it that way too. For sure. I want to throw it out. Okay, so Matt here owns Weather Nerds, and you know what he did for us? This is unbelievable. So I always shared ensembles over the years, right? We always talk about ensembles and how important ensembles are. And, well, they were time stamped, so they didn't ever have any static images, you know, because they would refresh every 6, 12, 18, 00Z. But he actually made me a link that's going to update to the freshest ensembles so that you can go to his page. You can see him, click him, go to his page, and see him in great depth. So thanks to weathernerds.org for that. I'm so excited. I love ensembles. We got them right here underneath the tropical tips. So we have all kinds of spaghetti for you. We got spaghetti on that. So let's look at some future radars and stuff and kind of get a sense of what's going to happen down the road here. Some other graphics I want to show you real quick. So I put this one together this morning. This is from the HRR. This is basically showing your max wind gusts today. The HRR sometimes is pretty good in these short-term storms like this. And this is not showing much. I mean, 20, you know, this is miles per hour, but, you know, these are max gusts. I mean, you know, it's not terrible. Nothing out of the ordinary. You can see where, you know, they're going to go inland a little bit. So this is through today. So it could be a little windy today as this counterclockwise winds come in. So, you know, expect winds out of the northeast around middle Georgia down into Florida. Nothing that's, you know, terrible. Rain maps. So this is hard to see, I'm sure, but common theme is, if I can zoom this one or not. Yeah, I can. Nope, darn it. Maybe, nope. Anyway, well, I bet you we can go to the new image we can. Oh, yeah. All right, so there is 4 model maps that are rained today. Basically, this is through Saturday night. Hard to make out Florida, but pretty much the same clump of Cape Canaveral northward into Georgia. Only thing I wanted to point out with this is, you know, Euro, GFS, NOAA's blend, and actual NOAA's forecast. Nothing's showing up too much. So, you know, people concerned about flooding and all that stuff. I mean, max showing here 3, 2, 4 somewhere maybe. That's actually down here with an isolated thunderstorm. So 2 or 3, I mean, 2 or 3. So rain does not appear to be an issue. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Could prove me wrong, but not seeing it. Precipitable water map. We always show you this one. Kind of show you the juice in the air. Not as much as we saw last time, that's for sure. But you can still see the spin. Remember, we saw the purples and the whites and the pinks. That was the heavy P-watt values. But we're not where we were with Alberto. So, but there's a spin. Kind of get an idea where that is. What else want to look at? Let's look at some future maps here on Tropical Tidbits. Kind of show you where the core is going to go once this thing turns. So it is going to turn. Let's keep it right here. Kind of look at it. So this is kind of where the precipitation goes on the GFS. There's a front coming down. It pulls it up. Remember we talk about fronts, right? Fronts lift and turn tropical systems, low pressure. So, I mean, very light rain across Carolina. This is through Monday. I don't see much at all. I don't know. I mean, come on, it's summer, right? I mean, it's normal. Some of this juice is pulling up over the weekend. That's which is interesting. We saw this yesterday. Some of this moisture now is being pulled up by this front. There's a little surge up through Florida. See that? I kind of, because we're in rainy season, so that's why the rain chances are up a little bit. A little bit of this moisture that's tied into that tropics convergence zone that's tied into Alberto, actually. So we can look at that. That's a little interesting a little bit. So here's some moisture pulling into Alberto in that new system. Here's that new system plopping out over here tomorrow. 1,007 millibar. I mean, come on. This is that new area. But all this moisture that's racing into this new system actually is going to get lifted up by the front coming down. It's pulling up whatever 92 becomes. So that's kind of why we watch this little moisture surge here. It's a fork in the road. Look at that. It's a fork. So this little guy right here has a decision to make. Do I tag along the weak little BOC, or do I tag along 92 and get pulled up? And guess what? It gets pulled up. And you can see that with the euro. This is tomorrow. A little bit of moisture surge it pulls up. So it's interesting to watch. See that? It chooses 92. But overall, man, it's just, it's not a lot of rain or anybody really. And that's really all I want to show on that. Icon's probably got the same thing. A little bit of moisture pulls up. So, I don't know. Whatever. So, we've been really tracking the HWARF on Invest 92, and it's a very good model for predicting pressures. But, I mean, come on, 1018, 1016. That's nothing. I mean, you don't really even blink an eye until it's... Oh, by the way, my eye's doing better if you were wondering, obviously. Oof, something just made a noise. So I don't know. Let's just not talk about it no more. I don't even know what the heck to think. So let me 48-hour radar. Let's go here. Let's check out what it might look like today coming in on the latest HRRR. We can do 48 hours now. This will get us out through Saturday, maybe Sunday morning. Saturday. Woke up, fighting mad. All right, so let's go to southeast. Simulated radar. All right, so here's a little bit of rain here and there. Here and there. This is through the day. This is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Maybe starts to make that turn here tomorrow morning. Start to head up, maybe. I don't know. Here's some of that stuff getting pulled up tomorrow from that juice down below. So I don't even know what to say. It's just, there's just nothing confident right now other than just nothing. I know everybody's doing the worst case scenarios out there, but man, I mean, you don't see any modeling showing it. It's kind of hard to say that. But anyway, all right, here's some of your rainfall dailies. Here's today. Here's Saturday. There's that rain pulling up tomorrow, kind of increasing the moisture overall tomorrow. Rain tomorrow might be interesting. It might be anytime, any place pulling up from the south. It looks like here's that new area already into the Mexico maybe. That thing's going to pop out fast and get pulled into Mexico. Here's Sunday rains. Monday. And remember, light green, blue is a half an inch. So, whatever. Here's Monday rains. So there you go. There's a front coming down. But that's it. A long range tropics looking. Good news here. We're camping on the 4th. That's the bad thing to say. I'm camping on the 4th. So far, long range tropics are not showing anything. I mean, look at this. There's a Zippo. Like, look at that. Would you look at that? Nothing. I've never seen it that quiet. As far as no rains, no anything. This is that little spot they're watching next week. Or maybe now. I don't know. I don't think it's really going to do anything. But anyway, there's that. We showed you the ensembles. We can focus on, let's go back again and look at that new area just to be fair to everybody. It might have missed it. This is the BOC spot. I want to show a wider range just to kind of show everybody. Because we have a lot of people that tune us in everywhere else. And I want to get them all in there. So let's look at this. So GFS showing 1,007 millibar system in the BOC turning into Mexico. And even the GFS is saying nothing. That might be a problem. All right, a Euro AI. Here's Sunday, a little 1,007 pressure system, no biggie. And it stays south. And let's look at moisture. Some of that might touch the tip of Texas. Maybe. So, could be some weekend rains here as this thing goes into Mexico. And that's it. So, I don't see nothing else. Let's look at the dust real quick. The dust is keeping things in check down in the Caribbean. They had a few plumes. Let's take what it looks like now. Oh, how did I click on that? North Africa. No, we're going to flying somewhere else. Let's go to tropical Atlantic. here's the dust map. So our next big plume is still hanging on down here in the Jamaica area, 22nd. So dust across the Caymans and into the Yucatan tomorrow. And here's our next plume hitting Barbados today, tomorrow. Another plume going in there. Look at that one. And we got another big one coming in from the backside there. Look at that. Boom! Man, that's a big old dust plume, man. That's 3 days from now. Huge plume of dust entering the Caribbean. Across Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Across Hispaniola. That's a massive plume. That's even going to make it into Florida. Jeez. Woo! That's crazy. That's 29th. Maybe that's why things are quiet on a long-range map. Dust is your friend in the tropics. And we're going to be moving out of this MJO cycle that we've been talking a lot about. Reason storms are having easy, not really moving out, really. So, kind of hangs around a little bit. MJO there, but hey, I don't know. It's offsetting like MJO storms. Then you got the dust. Who wins? MJO makes storms. Dust flatten storms. So it's like offsetting penalties in football. That makes sense or not? Maybe it does. I don't know. Oh man! All right, how's that cooking? Well, what else can we talk about real quick? Thank you, Madeline. You're a two-time supporter. We love you. Cheers to that. Oh, you're a cat one. I just saw it pop up. So what are you guys talking about? Born Trespasser. Thank you for that. Oh, try my mom again. Let's do that. I'd be afraid. I wouldn't want to mess with Mason. That's for sure. So I got T-minus 45 minutes here. I got to get ready. Let's see if old mom will answer. We can all wish her a happy birthday. We've done this before. I know she doesn't watch me. I mean, she's bored. I'm like, why don't you watch me? I wouldn't watch me. That's probably why. She's probably mad at me because I didn't call. I messaged her this morning, though. She can get it. I hope she's all right. She's not answering. He could be our bodyguard, Shelly. So we got some new Brew Crew subscribers. We really appreciate that. Cat 1, Cat 5. Venture over to our new chat area, and it takes a little time to learn, but I think it's really handy and good. Hope my mom's all right. Well, darn it. Let me try their cell phone real quick, and then we'll call it quits. They don't text. They don't even know how to text. How do people? My mom and dad's generation, they wouldn't even be able to have a Tesla because you got to have a smartphone. They don't even have a smartphone, and they don't ever keep their cell phone on. So let me email them. It's like, where are you? I mean, when you have 84 birthdays, you really don't get that big a deal anymore. No, they're probably taking a nap. Well, at least you all know I tried, right? God, I got a lot of emails all of a sudden popped up. Oh, Loretta Reed, good morning. How's it going? Josh, what's going on? That's right. She's sleeping and she deserves it. You know what? They want to watch Emily on Game Changer. They love watching Emily, so they're probably taking a nap. Tracy, good point. There's a big tropical wave off Africa. You don't ever worry about them this time of year. They usually fizzle. Look, it's gone already. A lot of hype about waves that come off Africa, but they just don't last long at all. Now, these little guys are hanging on. These are kind of fueling, some of this moisture that's going to feed up. Now, this is, interesting. See this juice starting to pull up? This little guy right here, this is going to that's that one that made a decision to go north. And it's getting lifted. So this little guy is going to help bring the rain upwards through tomorrow. But these are little waves, tropical waves. These areas rely on them, but typically we don't get anything out in that area. So it's very common to see a healthy wave come off Africa and then just dissipate right away. It's just normal, but they get a lot of hype. I will say that. And I'm trying to stay away from that. The more I talk to people, here's normally where we see the tropics. So in history, this is 1851 to 2015. We've had one system. I don't know if we had anything since then. This time frame, 16 to 24 or 3 or whatever, but 100-year average, more than that. There's been one system out there. So here is July 1st through 10th. A couple, middle of July. I mean, you can see really doesn't get going until towards the end of July that we start to see, and then there's August. So, and then at August 21st you can see. So right now we just look at September. Oh my goodness, talk about peak months. This is September 1st, right? Pick a spot, you're guaranteed to get something. But right now we don't worry about that. So, but yeah, so don't get too worked up about that. Anyway, air quality smoke map. Yeah, what we got going on? Wildfires, Mexico. Let's take a look, Harold. Yeah, I think I did read a little bit about the wildfire smoke down here. Smoke map. Fireairnow.com. Initializing map. There's some of it coming up. You can see it. It's pulling northward. You can see that big old area. Not too bad, but you can see it. The arrows kind of pointing that direction northward. Another map I got here, fire map. Wildfire map. We don't want that one. We want to look at smoke map. That had another map. Oh, air quality map is another one. This one kind of shows you smoke too. Kind of what's going on. This is ozone. I don't know. Maybe this is not fire. I don't know. But you're right. It's maybe it's air pollution map. I don't know. I thought it was this one. One of these I had. Real-time air. There we go. There's your air quality. So you can kind of see the combination of it. I have to get that damn thing off of there. How's it? Control zoom. Oh, you got a lot of markers down here. 500 hazardous. Got a lot of 500 hazardous down there. And that's all lifted north, just other side of California there. Up here, 500. Anyway. We are heading to Margaritaville, Auburndale. That's our favorite spot to camp. Big shout out to Beth. Always helps us with our reservations, and we just absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. So if you camp and love those newer style resort places, kid friendly, got that margarita feel, Margaritaville, Auburndale is the place to be. They have 2 bars, 2 tiki bars. Choices. All right, well, I'm going to sign off early. I hope I got it covered. Listen, we're probably going to get an update by 11. It could be, might be, oh man, I'm going to have to update. But listen, if here's a convection. I mean, let's super duper zoom in. Let's go long range in the super duper convection here, because it's been interesting to watch these little pops and fizzles. And every time there was a pop, the internet went bonkers, and every time there was a fizzle, the internet fizzled. Literally. I've been watching these little pops and fizzles and stuff, and it just, and pressures are high. You got to have pressures in order to, you got to have lowering pressures for tropics to develop, and we haven't had that. So you got to have pressures drop. Here is kind of where we're at. You can watch these little pops here. Watch the little oranges and reds. That's a pop. There's a pop. And then it fizzles. There's another pop. This is the one last night everybody got worked up on. Then look at that. Where'd it go? And then another little teeny little pop. And now we're, where'd it go? So it's really looking bad right now. This is the last day right here. But you can see the little pops. Everybody got a little bit. At the same time, the models, you got to believe in the models most of the time. But There's that little pop through the state when we had a little rain this morning, but it's losing convection. So little pop here and there, but little pop never stayed around. So. Oh, remember the rock candy? Remember? Oh, I can still taste rock candy. Is that what they called it? The pop candy? Oh, God. It was like, oh, I never forget. I'm going to download this thing so I can keep it. That's a pretty cool graphic. I'm going to put it on my page here in a second. So, all right. Well, everybody, it was fun. I hate to be short. I usually try to do an hour, but we did a lot. It'll be the smallest storm ever. Thank you, Mike. Hope you have a great weekend, too. Mexico. I don't think it's going to be a rainy week. Nope. Enjoy your cruise. We got a little surge maybe today and tomorrow, but it looks like after that, things are drying up. We got a lot of dust coming. Dust is your friend, so enjoy. So, yeah, have a great cruise. It doesn't look too bad. So, Pop Rocks. Oh, God, I can still taste them. I think they still sell them somewhere. Check out Mom. Yeah, Cindy, she's good. Let's see if she emailed me back. Sometimes they turn their phones off. Let's see here. I know they just turn their phones off. They always turn their phones off. We'll just call Mom next year when she's 85. How about that? Coneheads. All right, Richard Reamer. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be live all next week. Maybe not Friday because I forgot we got a tournament in Georgia. So things look quiet though, so that's good. So if you're worried about Invest 92, don't be. Just my unprofessional opinion. Remember, always trust the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center for official information. What I say, take it with a grain of salt. But, afternoon thunderstorms are usually far worse than what we're going to see with this one, okay? So I don't see this thing doing anything, so we'll see. All right, have a great weekend.